Hello everyone, this is Vicky StitchNButton, and I am here on Thursday, July 13th. It's a day late, but I've been having problems with my sleeping schedule. So we just had to go a day late. It is what it is. This is Flosstube number 137, and I am here to give you an update on my stitching. I also have my giveaway winner and a little bit of purchase, I should say, because I have one package that I got in the mail. So let's get into it and show you what I got going on. Oh, don't look at the mails right now. I had a little mishap with Gunner. He tried to go after a possum, and I grabbed onto him, and he broke my nails, and there was blood and pain and cuss words. And they're growing back, and I just have not bothered to do them because they're so short. They're so short. Yeah, it was bad. So maybe next time they'll look a little bit better. Oh, and another thing. I lost 5 pounds of hair. It's my new weight loss program I've been telling everybody. Yeah, I just couldn't deal with it anymore, so we chopped it off, and here we go. Much better. Much better. Feels much better. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what I've been stitching. I have a pile here. Actually, I have piles all over because I just finished a batch of bags, which is in my Facebook group. There's project bags, there's fabric snap trays, workbooks, and the smalls. I put those in there, and I even have some needle pullers that I've done, and I'm going to do some more thread drops, I think, before I put all this away and get into making some more project rolls, because I have those cut out. And next up, got to keep busy. And oh, and I have a special announcement to make after I show my stuff. So I've mentioned before that I am doing a section a month for this year to finish up a project, and my project is Guardians of Notre Dame from Ingleside Imaginarium. I originally had one section done, so instead of it being January, February, well, I should say I had that one done. January, February, this ended up being January, right? Because that one was already done. So this will be my December in the center. That's the plan. So this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. And I went and started July's already. And this is how far I got. So I have a little bit more of the framing to do, and then just the back stitch. That was, I think, 2 nights of stitching. Didn't take long at all. I feel like this one was a bear to stitch, and I think this one and this one. So there was a lot of stitching in there, but since then there hasn't been a lot of full stitches. Either that or I'm just going with the flow and it's flowing well. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's working for me. I think it's looking great. I put this down for a little bit because I just felt like stitching on something else, which I will show you next up. But I will finish this in, I don't know, before the end of the month. But it's still in the Nerge, so there's that. Also, I heard that some people didn't like Nerges, and I mean, to each their own. Everybody likes something different. What I've noticed is, because it's a thinner plastic, that it works best with linen and even weave, and not something that's extra stiff. Now, I have been able to get it to work with Ada. It's just kind of a bear to get in there, and you really have to work it, baby, work it. I place the inner portion down, and then I put the fabric on top, which means I'm not stitching in the well like I normally do, by the way, but that's fine. And then I put the fabric on top, and then I snap this on top of it. Now, when the fabric's really stiff, you really have to push it all the way around and then tighten it, and then pull the fabric out and tighten it. And I still do that with this too. So it's a constant tighten it a little bit, and then pull the fabric real taut on the sides where you need it, and then pull it and tighten and pull and tighten, pull and tighten. And then it works for me. I can get it to work. Is it easier or harder? I don't know. I mean, it's more convenient because it fits in my sidebar for, it's back there, but my sidebar for my Lowry. It is lighter weight. If you don't have a stand, I could see where it could be a little give and take. It's lighter, but it doesn't have as much purchase as a key snap does. But yeah, I like them. I like my set, so I'm happy with it. So we're gonna move on to the next. Next up, this is what I ended up putting that down for a while and picking up this one. And it is what I've been calling my 12 Days Santa from Jim Shore. This was a kit that I got from Vicky Reading and Stitching. And I subbed out the Ada for an even weave. Just a white, I think it's just a white even weave Joblin or something. And I ended up putting 200 stitches in, and I came up with some problems already. So, I was doing good. I did this white and the light blue, which I love that this color is that color. It makes it look almost furry without it being furry. So I did all the white and the blues in here, and then I started on the red. So I put the red in, and I realized I had put this color in instead of the darker red. So I frogged it out. And then I went and put it back in, and now everything's over a stitch. So I just pushed it aside. I was having problems with my sleep schedule anyway. And I was like, you know what? I'm probably too tired to deal with it. So a little bit later on, I am going to have to take out all the reds, both colors, and move it over and get my stitches in. But I really do like the way it's looking. So I'm glad I just chose a plain white. It doesn't need any extra colors in it. There are a lot of colors in this thing. And I think it's looking good so far. Even with the aggravation, it's fine. Everything's fine. I ended up doing 200 stitches, not counting the stuff that I messed up. So it'll get there. It will get there. Another one I ended up stitching is this one. This is my Wizard of Oz. I call it my Wizard of Oz hot air balloon. I don't know what they call it. It's from Etsy, the Elfin Forest. And that's what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. I ended up doing 414 stitches, and I might have shown this already. Did I feel like I did. I might not have. But this is on a piece of 32 count linen from Vicky Clayton. And I ended up doing back stitching around the letters Omaha, back stitching along here, and these long stitches, which might end up having to come out anyway because I think it was a little wonky in the merge. Like I didn't pull it just right, so it's kind of, I don't like that line. Anyway, and then I did the yellow and the green up in here. There are a lot of quarter stitches in those letters. Once you get through the quarter stitches, the rest of it's fine. I know I did the clouds. I think I might have shown this before, but I wasn't done stitching on it yet. Maybe that's what it was. So that's how far I've gotten. This is going to go away for a little bit. I got my 300 stitches in it for the year. I may take it out again just to see if maybe I can get a finish. We'll see. I don't know. There's a few others that I think are closer. I felt like stitching on a full coverage, so I picked up this one. And Hulk Castle Germany Sepia. It's from Artisy. It was a freebie. It's not anymore. Not that I can tell. But I think it's still available on their website. And I think they even have a color version. And I think I'm going to sneeze. I think. Hi. Okay. Let's see. I ended up putting 200 stitches in on this. This is being stitched on, oh my goodness, 18 count Ada. And that's how far I've gotten. I'm trying to think of what I ended up stitching on. So, I think around here is a page break. And I did what, I know I'm watching Colette, the highway stitcher lately. She calls it typewriter method. And I was just trying to plug in all the holes and then go with that thread. You know, just finish it out. And I decided to sort of focus in on the first 40 stitches over for the most part and start moving down with it. And it worked out pretty decent because I got all these threads filled in. There's one stitch left, one lonely stitch left there. And then, but I figured I want to try to move down and see if maybe I can actually get a page finish, right? We'll see. This is one of my newer needle minders available on my group. He was brown. He went with it. He was sepia tone. So that's how far I am on that one. I am not far on any of my full coverage, but what are you going to do? Alright, I can't hold. Next up, I actually finally worked on one of my Santas from Prairie Schooler. I do plan on doing all of them, just one at a time. So when I finish one, I'll start another, and they're all being stitched on 32 count Dirty U from Dames of the Needle. And I'm using my own color choices. I started out with Cupid from Classic Colorworks and chose my own hand-dyed, so that as I go along and have to add colors, I'll add it to the list that I have here. So I have Cupid for the red, Finley Gold from Classic Colorworks, Steamed Broccoli is the green, Rosy Glow is the pink, and Trail Dust is, I think, a brown. Those are all Classic Colorworks. Then I have some DMCs I threw in there, and a Crew or Snowball from Classic Colorworks. So I finished one of the Santas so far. I forget which year it is. This one is 2019, and this is how far I've gotten on him. He's still in the Nerds because I think I'm going to pull him back out. Well, obviously he's out, but you know what I mean. I'm going to stitch on him some more. I ended up finishing, I think, all the red in his outfit. I don't even know that there is any more red on this piece. So, all the red on his outfit. I finished the dark gray here. I just have his boots to do. I still have to give him eyeballs. And what else do I need to do? I need to do the backstitch letters and then do all that white for that big old sheet. And then the border. But it is a potential finish for this month. It's deceptively a lot of stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be at least another 600-700 stitches to get finished. But I think he looks good. This is also one of my newer, I know, it's one of my newer ones from my group, but you'd think I'd put a Christmas one on there. But I like Jabba, and I needed a smaller, minder, so why not? Bring me solo. Alright. This is, I got a whole bunch of the Dirty U in there. I think I bought a whole yard just to make sure I had enough for now. And I had some already. Another one I got some decent stitching done on, I got over 500 stitches on, is the Beacons. This was a start along, I want to say, with B's and T stitches, Sebastian. They have finished theirs already. I have not. I put this one on 32 count doubloon by Picture This Plus, and this is how far I've gotten. Let's put this here. So this was already done, so was the bee. I ended up finishing up this flower and this one and all the stem. The only thing I need to do is the little button portions, this part, on both of those, and then there's a bee up there, and then I can move on to another section. But I'm glad I've got my progress there. I was happy with my progress, let's put it that way. I am not using all the called for colors on this. I have subbed out. Basically, I didn't have what it called for, so I just picked some colors that I had in my stash. And they're randoms. They're Victoria Motto. There's some General Arts, and some what I call dead threads. Threads that just aren't being made anymore. But I'm happy with my progress on it, so there we go. What's next? Aha. Another full coverage that I pulled out that I haven't touched in a while is my Wizard of Oz from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Scott Gustafson. This is the one that I started because Lisa, the Silver Stitcher, she finished hers, and it was gorgeous, and I fell in love. I ended up putting 300 stitches in one night. This is 1/1 full cross stitch on the easy count. I think I got this needle minder from Mad for Minders, if I remember correctly. And this is how far I've gotten. I ended up doing some more of the typewriter method and filling in, but mostly getting in a lot of this thatch, a little bit of that, and then this blue. So whatever this blue, if it was up in here, it got done too. This is one of the keystones over the doorway. Yeah, this is over the doorway, and then there's another one over here. So 300 stitches on that. I may or may not pull this one out again if I feel the need to work on a full coverage. You'd think I'd want to work on my Waterhole Guardians all the time, but I have so many I want to show some kind of something. Last thing I stitched on was my Beaker. This is from Fiddlesticks AU on Etsy, and the fabric is a 28 count even weave. I think it's Monaco, and my friend Stitching May here on Flosstube, she dyed it for me. She dyed all the colors, all the fabrics for Kermit and Piggy, and now Beaker for me. Since Fiddlesticks only had 3 characters that they charted up, so I bought all 3 of them. And this is how far I've gotten. Basically, part of the M was done, and then one E was done, so I finished off the M and started this E, almost finishing it. I ended up doing 500 stitches on that. It was an easy stitch. And I may do some more because it's nice big block stitching, so we'll see. Look at this quokka. I want a pet quokka. Anybody else? I really want a pet quokka. Oh, he's so cute. I had those custom made to sell on my group because I just needed a quokka in my life. All right, so this is a bag by I don't know who, but J Long sent it to me because it's got spiders, and she's a big biddy. But I put Beaker in there. What else? Okay, so my giveaway winner, I did the random comment picker, and I'll put a picture, one of these sides, maybe over here, and because I took a screenshot. Now that I have to do everything on my iPad, usually I do it on my laptop, and that's why you don't usually get a screenshot. But it was Becky Danko. Becky, I have your address, and you have an order with me, so I will send tulips to you. I did not pick out another giveaway for this week. I can do one maybe next week. I don't know. Like I said, I have not been sleeping well, and I've been busy, so hopefully I can get some kind of semblance of a sleep schedule. Becky, I'll send this out. Big announcement that I wanted to do. Maybe I should have done it sooner, and hopefully you guys are still here for it. I have finally announced my mystery box for this year. I decided to do Halloween this year instead of Christmas. I just can't do both of them. I mean, I could, but I would probably end up with one of those special Hug Me jackets. So I decided one or the other. I went with Halloween this year since I did Christmas last year. And this mystery box is basically a bag again. It's going to be a Halloween themed bag, and then there's going to be Halloween themed items in it, and the price point is $100. In order to reserve your box, $50 is due up front. Just contact me either through the group or through Facebook Messenger, instant message, and I have to remember to go check my StitchNButton email also, because I haven't done that since right after, I think, my last video. So I do need to double check that. So if you're interested, get in touch with me, and I am taking $50 down payments for them, and then the rest of the money, the $50 plus the shipping, will be due by the 30th of September, and that way I can get all the boxes shipped out in the beginning of October. I want to try to get all my overseas people done first, not because it's going to take that much longer for them to get it. So I try to get those out right away, so that I want everybody to have it by Halloween. So that mystery box is available now. I did make the announcement. If you're not on my group, it's there. I also announced it on my Instagram. I sold a good bunch of. I've sold over half of them so far. So if you want in on it, now's the time. That way, you can get yours in before they're all gone. What else? I did not pull an old chart, but I guess this is kind of old, isn't it? 2013. That's 10 years old. So there we go. There is my old chart for this video. And this looks so good stitched up. It looks so good stitched up. Again, not sleeping correctly. One other thing I wanted to mention. I was watching Stitch and Jules, which is crazy that I've not been watching her lately. I don't know. I've not been watching a lot of Flosstube for the past, I don't know, year or so. So I've been trying to watch a little bit more Flosstube, and recently I caught up with Stitch and Jules. Well, I didn't know, but for the past year also, Ronnie Rowe from Ronnie Rowe Designs now has a Flosstube. His Flosstubes are only 8 to 10 minutes long, and he talks about specific, the ones I've watched so far, his designs, how he came up with them, what he does with them. And he's just very personable. I love his little stories. So if you have not already, he doesn't have a lot of followers. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers. I think only like 400, which is shocking for me. I feel like he should have tons and tons of subscribers. So I will link him down in my description box below. I have a lot of information in my description box, usually the Flosstubers that I mentioned, along with any of my links and stuff. So don't forget to check that stuff out down there. Next up, last but not least, no, two things. I got purple package. Like half the people don't know my address anyway. So I got from Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. I texted her. I was like, I need emergency DMC. And whatever you have, because I'll see if she has stuff. And then when it comes in, I'll just have her send a few things at a time. That way it saves me on shipping. I was like, I need DMC and whatever you have there for me so far. So I needed $37.99. I forget what I was... Oh, because I started that Halloween one. So I got that in the mail. And then I had ordered this Mill Hill kit from her. I think it's so cute. Pear Tree Partridge. Not sure when I'm going to start it, but it's cute. And Away We Ride, because they reprinted this. So I told her, go ahead and order me one. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to start this. I need to look and see what I have on hand. That's part of it. It's 11 3/8 by 12 3/4 on 30 count. So it'll be smaller on 32 or 36 or even 40 count. I may have a piece of fabric for that. And then I just have to pull the threads, which are all gentle art. But as you know, I have tons of other threads that I could sub out if I don't have them. So if you didn't hear, you know, I feel like anybody that watches me probably heard everything I tell them way before I tell them. Like I'm like the last one to say anything, but they did re-release this so you can get it readily available without having to worry about paying the jacked up prices. And it's a nice cardstock, so you don't have to worry about it being... I found that the Prairie Schoolers, the re-releases are the flimsy paper, so I'm glad when they re-release, it's a decent chart. That's it. I think. No, one more thing, and then I will let you go. I figured I'd show you because I left them out for you. I made some needle pullers. There's one is Egyptian, and I'm going to put these in the group. I didn't even put these in the group yet. I'm going to later on today. There's a cat and a moon. That's a new charm altogether. I made a flamingo. It's a mingo. And the sloths did well, so I made another sloth. And ladybug. There's a ladybug here. What else? That's all I've got so far. I'm in the middle of... Oh, no. I got more. Look at that. I did this toucan. and another squirrel, and a unicorn. And I'll probably either make more of these or, I don't know. When I bead, I don't know what I'm going to do most of the time unless I have orders. I never really know what I feel like doing. So I've been just going with my heart, going with my gut. I have all the beads out, so I might as well do something other than just a couple of things. I always like to do extra stuff. So I have this tortoise one. This one's Becky's. I can make more of those though. I have a mess to clean up, and then I have more of a mess to make, and then I have another mess to clean up, and I want to stitch sometime. So there we go. I'm gonna let you guys go on to the next person, or do whatever you do when you're not watching me. Like, live your life, live your best life. I hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully I'm a little bit better organized in 2 weeks, or I mean, if you've been watching me, does it get better than this for me? I don't know. We'll see. I hope everyone's well. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye. What you got? What you got? Come on. Connor. Don't hurt it.